Today is Happy New Year's Day. It's January 1st, 2023. And I'm in one of my absolute favorite places, which is out in nature, on a hiking trail in particular, which I love to get out and hike. It's my exercise of choice. And I almost was thinking I wasn't going to make it out here because I had already missed the clock time that I had set for myself to try to get out to the trail. And so I was letting my mind consider, maybe I'm just going to have to cancel for today and do something else, like walk on the treadmill or something boring like that. But I remembered something that was so profound that I heard the other day when I was listening to this guy on a podcast. And his name is Chad Wright. And he was being interviewed and asked for advice that he would give to people who want to get going and, get moving in some way or make changes in their life that are especially healthy changes in regarding exercise or making those kinds of changes. And the interviewer was asking him about one of the things that people say often is that they don't have time. They're like, I don't have time to exercise, or I don't have time to go for a hike, or I don't have time to go to the gym, or I don't have time. And this guy's response was so profound, and I've been meditating on it ever since I heard this about 4 days ago. He said, you have time for what you make time for. You have time for what you make time for. And the reason that struck me in such a profound way is because up until that point, I had always considered that time was separate and apart from me or anybody, and that the the whole space-time continuum thing was like if you think of a checkerboard, like the checker pieces are on the board, and the board is its own separate playing field. Well, I've always considered time that way, like time is its own thing, or space-time continuum is its own thing, and we're all placed on it or in it. And I've also been considering that consciousness is part of the space-time continuum. Like, I think it's the space-time consciousness continuum, but that's a theory for another day, right? But when he said that, you have time for what you make time for, I started considering the context of those words, and I thought, well, all the things that I have done that make me feel like I didn't have time for the things maybe I really wanted to do, like go hiking, I made time for those things. It's like I literally made that time. It wasn't that time made me. And I realized that at some subconscious level, I've operated from a standpoint that time is kind of pressing in on me, and that time is limited, and time dictates what I can and cannot do. But once I set my mind to go ahead and come out to the hiking trail today, I made time, and here I am, and making time to do this video. Like I have time for what I make time for. So I'm literally right now making time for this video and this hike, which, by the way, of course, I don't have a watch on. I don't wear a watch, but I do have to get on up the road because I have to make time for some other commitments that I have a little bit later this evening. But anyway, Happy New Year. And remember, you have time for what you make time for. Thank you, Chad Wright, for that life-altering quote. Cheers.